Hola, hello everybody. It's been a hot minute, but let's not talk about that. Let's go right into why we're here today. So this video is going to be an eye tutorial on how I did this look. It's a mint green and purple look. I had posted this on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, I think. I was going to the movies with my husband and my family, and I got a couple DMs asking, if I could do a tutorial showing how I got it. And I use primarily the Anastasia Beverly Hills self-made palette in, just rotating palettes. I decided I was going to pull this out and try to get some use for it because I was in love with this palette a while ago and I hadn't been using it, and this was the look that I came out with, fell in love with it again, so it's back into my constant use drawer. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills self-made palette. This is what the outside looks like. I don't think this is available anymore because it's not part of their permanent collection, and these are what the shadows look like inside. And really this mint green shade here and the purple shades are really what inspired this look. But this palette has, I think, just one matte, and it's not even matte, it's like it's a satin shade. It goes on matte, and I use it as a matte, which is buttery, but there are no other mattes out there. Yeah, hot chocolate. And this shade called Sherbet is actually a satin. So usually if I'm using this palette, I will go in with something else just to create the base colors for my crease. So the next palette that I used to complete this look, to get shades for my crease, is this palette. And yeah, just look how dingy it's looking, and I haven't had this that long. I got it as soon as it came out, and this is the Makeup Revolution by Emily Noel, the Once Edit palette. This is the eyeshadow palette. I'll just show you what the shades look like. And I have been using this palette non-stop. I have, in my opinion, it's a good palette, and I love it. I've been using it a lot. I've used every single shade in this palette, and I love every single shade. I couldn't find a dud. So I'm using that palette really to get my crease shades, and the shades that I'm using in it is Midwest and Dew Spade. There are some warm shades, so let's get right into it. I already did my base, so I have on my foundation. I use the Maybelline Superstay foundation today. Set it with my BH powder under my eyes. I use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I set it with my Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I did my brows already, and these things, guys, I never do because I always do eyes first. So you all have me doing a challenge here to do my eyes after I've done everything else. I have a little bit of bronzer on with my Physicians Formula Butter bronzer, the NYX Contour Palette. What else did I do? I have a little bit of blush. Those Anastasia Beverly Hills trios that I told you all about last year in December, I have pulled them back out for the last 2 months, and I've been loving them. So that's what I have on my cheeks. No highlight yet. We'll put that on together. And the lips, I'm using this. I think I got it in my Allure box. This is a YSL, and I'm not going to butcher the name, but this is their matte stain, and oh my goodness, I love this formula. When you put it on, it literally feels like you're painting water on your lips. I wish that for the whole duration of wearing it, it could feel like that, but that's a whole other story. But it's a really nice formula. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this eye. Hopefully it's gonna look like the other eye, so if you can have an idea of what it looks like, and let's get into it. So I'm starting first with the Luscious Cosmetics Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer and base in the shade Nude. Some people got this in their BoxyCharm subscription 2 months ago. I didn't get it in mine. I got a different variation, but Arlene Villarreal has been raving about it, so I actually went on his site and I ordered it. I've been using it ever since. It's really good, and I think I've spoken about this, that there's a difference between an eyeshadow primer and an eyeshadow base, and what this company has done is they've put the two concepts together. So it's a primer to help extend the wear of your shadows, but because of the color, it's also a base to help make the colors look a little bit more vibrant. And I just use like the tiniest amount because I don't do very extravagant eye looks or necessarily my shadows to look extremely bold. So I use like the tiniest amount, like that. Y'all can see it there. It's right on my middle finger. No offense, but yeah. And you could put this on with a brush, but I tap it onto my lids like that. And now, because I'm so not accustomed to this, I have to make sure I don't jack up my brows doing this process. So you could see it's not just a primer, but it has that kind of concealer color, which is really good. And by the way, you could use this to cut the crease as well. And this primer and base dries down. You don't have to set it, and you know I am accustomed to setting my bases, but you don't have to. So I'm going to go in with Dew Spade and Midwest, which are the two warm matte shades from the Emily Noel palette, and I'm using this brush from the AOA Studio 10-piece eye brush set from Shop Miss A. This is the E130 brush. And this is one of my favorite blending brushes from that set. I've been using it since I got it. So I'm literally just mixing the two shades, and I'm going into my crease. I didn't even pick up shadow enough that time. And you could see like these Emily Noel mattes, like they just, you know, blend up by themselves. I didn't really have any work to do. And I like using this particular brush, especially for the crease, because it's big enough and yet small enough. Like it's big enough to do that kind of, you know, just setting your crease, but small enough for me, and I have hooded eyes, right? Good. So to continue, I'm going to go in with this brush. It's the LUXE 229 Tapered blending brush, another great brush for hooded eyes. And you all know that I love LUXE brushes. I have gotten a ton in BoxyCharm and Ipsy, and these are not cheap brushes, but my collection has grown simply because of those subscriptions, so they've saved me some money. And I love this brush because it helps me to go more directly in the crease, especially my hooded eyes. And I'm gonna go in with this shade here called Fifi. I just put this here so you all don't get blinded, but Fifi, which is this matte shade here from the Emily Noel palette. And I'm just gonna go a little bit more directly into my crease with that shade, just to build it up a little bit more. And I'm gonna bring it down just on the outer corner. I'm not really trying to do it, but just, you know, to round it off there. Cool, good. And basically that's it when it comes to that. I tell you, I'm real lazy when it comes to eyeshadow, you know. I do this real fast. So I'm going back in with the Angel Eyes, the Luscious Cosmetics primer, a tiny bit. And this one is an e.l.f. flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm not even going to really attempt to cut the crease. I'm just going to clean up that area a little bit so that my shadow will stick a little bit better, because I don't really want fallout. And look at that. I was gonna put a little bit of powder, but we could always clean that up after, since I've already done my under eyes. But yeah, I'm gonna use a very tiny bit on this brush. You're gonna see like how tiny that like that. Well, you can see this tube gonna last me forever, right? So I'm going to kind of cut the crease, but not cut the crease at the same time. I'm just really trying to clean up this inner part of my eyes, right? And look at how pigmented that is. And this don't have to be perfect, because for hooded eyes like me, I'm gonna show you all what I do to kind of fake it. But yeah, you'll see. So I don't really need this to be perfect in terms of the shape or anything like that. I really just want, you know, the majority of the space where this mint green eyeshadow is gonna go to be able to stick a little bit better. The next brush that I'm going to go in with is a brush. Let me just make sure I take the shadow off. Is this Tarte brush, and I think I showed you guys this. I got this from a holiday set last year in the Sephora VIP sale. And then we're gonna go in with its Isla, that shade there. Put in a little bit of the shadow on the brush, and I'm just lightly gonna mist the brush with this Colourpop All Star Satin Spray. And yeah, I have been using this more to mist my brushes rather than set my face, because I like it more for that. Look at the shade. I love it. And what I do is I actually try to use my brushes to shape the, you know, to take the shape of the kind of cut crease that I did there. I don't know if you all seen that. And yeah, that shadow is on. Same brush, wiping it off on my lovely color switch here. And then I'm going to go in with a deep purple. That's called Deep Purple. From this palette. On the same brush. And I'm just gonna pack it on the edge of the shadow. Now usually I'll just leave it like that, but I'm gonna take the brush and kind of drag it a little bit in on the lash line there. So I get that kind of rounded shape. I don't know if you could kind of see that. That's what I did on this side. And I'm patting and then kind of swiping on top there. Yeah, so that is what it looks like. And then what I do to kind of you know, in this inner part here with the kind of cut crease kind of drama, is I usually take a brush like this, and this is a brush that I use all the time. It's the e.l.f. Smudge Brush, and you can see how tiny this brush is. I use this to blend my shadows on my waterline, and I use this for the purpose that we're also going to do it now. And I'm taking that same shade Fee, which is what I had blended, the matte that I blended right in the crease here. I'm taking that shade from the Noel palette, and the Family, which is a kind of purpley shade, just mixing both of them. And then this is what I do, because of how small this brush is and how thin it is, I just take it right in the crease and I drag it. So I kind of deepen up that line there and help that cut crease a little bit, that kind of cut crease look. See that? I hope you guys could see what that did right there, right? So that's what I'll usually do there, and essentially this eye look is almost complete. We just have to do the under eyes and put on lashes. I'm going to do the lashes and my upper lash line liner off camera, and then I'll be back to finish it off. Good, so I put the lashes on, and all I did is I just took some liner and I used my Pretty Vulgar, another item that I got from BoxyCharm, and I just ran that over the lash line. I haven't put on mascara or anything yet, so we're gonna finish up this look. So by the way, you could choose to do this with lashes or not. The picture that I posted on Instagram, I didn't have on lashes, but you know, the camera life. So to finish your look, I'm going to use the same shade I told you guys about, Buttery, and that's what I'm going to put under my brow bone. And this is a ABH Cosmetics brush. This was from a tiny brush set. They had like a travel brush set. And this angle brush I love to use to set under my brows. And I have to touch Buttery extremely light because it's very, 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 very pigmented. And that's all I need for under the brow. And what I usually go in and do is I take the same brush that I had, you know, originally, the AOA that I put down the initial crease work with, no additional product, and I'm just, that's what I do to kind of make sure everything is blended together. The lower lash line now, before we do mascara, I'm using the AV Arlene Villarreal her eyeliner pencil, and this is the white. I'm putting that on my waterline. Right, and then you remember the same e.l.f. smudge brush that I used, you know, to do that crease line there. I'm going to take the same deep purple shade and I'm running that with this brush straight along. Yeah. Then I'm going in with Metallic Plum, a little bit of Metallic Plum from this palette, and I'm going to run that just below the purple, make it a little darker. And I'm like barely touching my brush into these shadows because they are very pigmented and I don't want too much shadow to come out. So that's what the two shades look like. Good. And I'm showing you just how many shades that I'm using from this. I'm taking back a little bit of Isla, which is the mint green shade, right? And I'm just bringing it right in the inner corner, like that. But then I'm going to take this shade, Treasure, and that's the inner corner highlight that I used there. And I usually just drag it right into that little spot there. And we're almost done, because all we need to do now is mascara, and the mascara is just really to help my lashes blend a little bit better with the falsies. And the falsies that I'm using is generic 5-pack from China. Here we go. So we're gonna have to leave it, let it dry, and I'll remove it, and we'll be back to show you the final thing. Because yeah, when that happens, don't touch it. Do not touch it, I repeat. And this is it, live and real. You know, this is what happens in real life. The mascara I'm using, by the way, is one that I'm testing. It's a Korean one. Yeah, I got from Korean skincare to Korean makeup. It's a mascara from SKINFOOD. Yeah. So we will highlight in the middle. I'll just ignore that dot for a while. When it dry, we'll remove it. And I'm just going to highlight. Oh my god, I can't believe this happened. So I'm using this Sleek, by the way, guys, makes some really good contour products, and this is their face contour kit in the shade medium. It has a contour powder, which I love, but this highlight, I haven't used it in forever. I just pulled it out this week, so you'll just use that. And this brush is an AOA brush. It best. It's real bad. Well, it's if I put on too much highlight now, I can't really tell under this. Good. So let me clean this up and I'll be back. Yeah, so guys, it didn't take long. I just waited for it to dry, and one thing about that mascara, it literally just peel off. And I just took the same detailed brush, put back some of that mint green. I didn't even have to put back any base. And that's it. So what do you guys think? You could do this with any combination of colors and get inspiration from the palettes that you have. So you might see like a gold and an orange, or gold and a bronze, or gold and a burgundy, or orange and a burgundy, or try colors that you didn't think about before. I like doing pinky looks, like pink and purple. Try something with red or green and blue, things like that, with this same type of, you know, look where you put these two shades on your lid. And of course, Anastasia Beverly Hills makes it so easy because their shimmers really just blend into each other. You could see that I didn't really have much work to do. Even the crease work, the mattes from the Noel palette, blends really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know you all are begging for the smoky eye tutorial, but you all want me to embarrass myself on YouTube. Like, seriously, I'm still thinking about that one. We'll see if I get the guts to do it. But I hope you guys like it, and you know, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.